Don't think it's your waiting for the show. Because they're doing well, because they're having a wonderful day. I don't even need to tell you what happened. They can figure it out. Think you're smart. Uh, yeah. Phone overeated. So you're gonna see me. I'm not trying to rush. This is another part of the Overlord, by the way. It's just that 12:30. I don't know when the show is gonna disappear. And all of these are to establish like kingdoms. Like, okay, so what are we doing against the blue? Or, for example, establishing the relationship between the princess and this guy. But it doesn't accomplish anything, and the meaning thing, it's kind of detrimental to the show because you really fall in love with the characters. You really like the characters and like, well, I hope nothing bad happens to him. But because you say that, then especially E will die. So you're just building up characters to kill them. So this is a bit shitty. We got more of the old vampire being super sweet, being one of the favorites. Now the nicest thing is, people like, yo, this whore, because they got to get back to get the prostitute. It's like this whore is ours. We want retribution. So this for the first time he could handle it with violence, and he choose to do it with money. Also, this episode is called "The Determination of a Young Man." This is really cool, really really cool. So here you see he's walking through the city. You get a blue hair guy and then you got the young guy, and they're both gonna become students of the guy with the white hair. Now, which is really cool because um, we established that they were students of the strongest fighters, so they chose, which is really cool because we established their motivation. For example, the blonde kid he wants to have the princess. We saw that they were really close in the last episode. The blue hair guys he wants to kill the vampire. So then in season two, episode one. So yeah, so we established her. This is actually pretty cool because we established her as the Adamantite warrior and her as the Adamantite warrior, and they're the strongest adventurer. It would be super cool because we establish who they are. It would be super cool because we present them. However, the reason why it's not cool is because we don't really see them. So like, okay, well, I kind of need your help. We have this mission and I don't know what to do. So we see that the Adamantite soldier, she gave the young kid some item. The items are bell. So for example, this bell is going to be able to say, guess what? I need this. I need to have this. Or there's a secret door here. So I'll be able to the bell. They're really strong magical item. We got the all. It's super cool because all of the gangster gets to the white to the old man, and then what they do is they attack a villager, and you can see the old man without even like our hard time is beating people with a weapon, and he doesn't have weapon. Like he had his hand behind his back and he's just kicking them. So like the young guy is like, yo, you're really strong. Can you please teach me? Which is the first one. So, which is really cool because him teaching the young kid is again showing that he's nice. Him saying the prostitute show that he's nice, he's repeating the action. However, it's also a way to learn the skills of the NPC. The blue hair guys also see them being very strong. Like, yo, I need a trainer. I absolutely need a trainer. So the white hair is like, okay, well, I'll take you both. I'll take you both, and I'll make you my students. And this serves another purpose, because we know that the blue hair and the young kids are going to play an important part, since they're loyal to one person who's loyal to Island Gold. Does it help or not? You know? So this is the spark that fires. So just the result of the two kids that are like, well, please teach us. Then it's super cool because they go to see the Zero. So the Zero are the group of criminal that sells the drugs in the city. The Zero are the kind of people that are, how can I say that? They're kind of like the gangsters or the mafia of the city. So we go in and take care of it. Now the coolest thing with this one is that we said there's a lot of noble that are involved, and the noble that are involved, they're kind of criminals. For example, right, we see that there's criminal activity, but then like, holy shit, guess what? There's more than just that. Now, also what's is cool is we see the bell bearing. So there's a trap door, and the kid's like, okay, well, let's take the bell, and we'll ring it, and then the trap door is revealed, which is actually really nice. We see momentum of the two guys having their resolve. For example, the blue air guys is training, and this guy goes to see if the princess like, I'll keep you safe. You know what? I'll keep you safe, princess. I promise. Which is actually really really nice. Um, we got the blue hair and the hero uh, that are talking and having fun. And the hero's like, yo, I'm the strongest here. I'll protect the world. Don't worry about it. And then the blue hair's like, no, if you see the vampire, just run away. So it's the difference of resolve is the difference in how they view things. We also see that the princess is not who she seems to be. She's actually one of the. She's actually a mimic of Lord Isengol. So that's actually pretty cool. We have a prelude to the revolt of the capital. So then he come back, the old man come back. It's like, okay, well, here's my report. I'm sorry to say that there's no item that you were looking for. It doesn't exist. We also have her presenting a human. So this isn't really important because she's a maid. It's not really important because she doesn't add a lot to the story. However, it is important in the sense of we're recruiting. The kingdom is growing, so this is what it would like. When we recruit big soldier, it's important, but when we recruit everybody, it's also important. We have Isengol and Demi Soul who make their plan. So Demi Soul is going to be attacking the city, and Isengol is going to be the savior of the city. Why? Because he wants to see how strong they are, and why he wants to do a diversion. So we have the nobles, and talking about how things are changing, and what are we supposed to do. And also we got the princess, which we know now that she is the infiltrated a spy. So I think Ghoul has really mastered everything, but it's mostly nobles fighting. We have them and his attire, which is super important because again he is one of the most important soldier in the kingdom. Um, that is pretty much it. I know I'm speeding up, but at the same time, with anime like that, there's so little going on. It's just like there's so little going on that's worth mentioning. Um, we got Sebas who's talking to the other guards, and the other guards they have a meeting, and the meeting is kind of cool because it does show how they're reacting. Everybody's getting ready to big battles, which is super nice because again, we have first of all we have the big battle, but second of all, we have those characters that we now know. We have this character that we now care about. So when you're fighting them, it's like okay, well we like people from the both camps. So whichever you're choosing, which people are you choosing? Sadly, there's other nobles, and you know the nobles, they're kind of shitty. They're kind of shitty because they're behind the ring of prostitution. They're behind a lot of things. So of course the old vampire got it taken care of it, and it's super cool because he's freeing. Now the craziest thing is they find out that she's behind it, and she is so important because she is a noble. So at first, this is what's really good. What's really good is that we find out that she's a noble and that she kind of betrayed her own country. So then what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, okay, well, guess what? We'll be using you. We won't kill you, and we forget about her until season 4 when she comes forward. We have another round of the Guardian. You guys know her. She's the insect queen. Really cool. We're seeing Adamantium warrior fight against they're fighting against some of the Guardian. However, one of them has created a spell, which is kind of like an insecticide. So because it's an insecticide, they're super strong. However, Demi Search comes in and she's like, "Well, guess what? You're kind of fucked. There's no hope for you." My boy, I can love Sir Wiz a lot. That's pretty much it. So again, we got a fight, which is actually pretty good. Take the fight with the Elementum and Demi Surge. Take the fight between the first season. This is definitely much better. But at the same time, it's in episode 12. The cool thing is, Mumon comes in and is like, "Who's my enemies? What am I fighting?" And she's like, "Holy shit!" The good one, which is called Evil Eyes. Like, "Holy shit! I know you. You're Mumon. Help me out, please help me out." Okay, I'll help you out. So we have the fight between Demi Surge and we have a fight between Demi Surge and moment, we have this guy, which is Zero. He's in charge of the whole gangster. He's in charge of the whole mafia, in charge of the drugs. You know why this is important? Because we're showing that, okay, well, we're doing something good. You know why this is not important? Because we're focusing on one country when there's multiple countries. So we put so much effort in. And this is what I talk about when there's a real continuity. But it's also important because it shows the growth of both of these guys and how much they're able to fight like Zero and how strong he is. They're trying to save the prostitute. We got more of Momont and Debbie Surge, which is cool because Momont actually gets information. He creates a villain. So if the villain is Demi Surge, which is another name, which is I think it's Jabberwock, if you can establish that no, he's the real villain, I'm not the villain, and then it takes the eyes off him. He gets some information and gets some trust. So it's a win-win-win. And of course, the fight is staged. So, for example, like a what should we call it? It is super cool because you get information as and no, you get a win-win. This I think this is the end of the season. No, there's this is the season. So what we see is how everybody's in trouble. The walls are kind of closed, and this is closed, so there's not access to it. However, what we're doing is we're kind of stealing from them. We're kind of like no matter what you do, you're not gonna win. We'll get all of the resource of the town, all the resources that it has to offer. So kind of cool stuff. We have a victory celebration. We have the nobles and how they're plotting. So the nobles are like, yo, this is good for us, blah blah blah. This is how we use it, and people are celebrating because they just won. And to be fair, they just won, but they wasn't an enemy. So for example, which is kind of interesting here is the first enemy is the drug cartel. Second is Lord Momont, but Momont isn't an enemy, right? Which kind of means that the real enemy was the drug smuggler. We have a fight between the demons and the soldier. This is just to represent, and this one is kind of sad because Momont's come in and he saved the day. So what he's doing here is he's trying to prove to people that they're reliant on him, trying to prove to people that there's nothing they can do. The mask, I don't remember who it is. I don't remember who it is. I don't remember if it's a Lord of Ainsvolgol soldier, but it again it shows that these blue hairs are stronger. The Demi Surge is stronger. All of those villains are kind of super strong. We got the 12 Guardian, and this is big because he's capturing a part of the town. So this is this town again that we're building. We have all of the Adamantium soldier, which is kind of cool, fighting against the 12. We got Demi Surge again. It's not super interesting. But yeah, it's mostly fighting. And the fighting scenes are actually pretty cool. They're actually pretty cool. What's next? Trying to figure out how to fight it. Of course, Momont is victorious. And he saved the day. When Giselba tells him, okay, well, I'm done here. Whatever you need to do, you can do it. I'm done here. And every time the warriors are like, yo, if you need me, I'm there. So this is it. This is showing that not only do we have resources, we also have nobles. So the kingdom is growing stronger. Now in this one, there's soldiers that are doing the rank, but there's also there's also nobles. So it just goes to establish the pecking number or the pecking ranking of the whole thing. And season 3, which is the sovereign song. So it's just again we're starting the same way. We're starting the 12 Guardian where they are. What is the current situation? There's reward because they won a big war. And it's like, what is the reward you want? Now we got some new one. We got a new intro. So again, this is super important because we got the troll attack. We got the adamantite warriors that are coming in, which is super cool. We got Lord Isengol, who takes a hot bath. So this is to show him how luxurious his kingdom now is. Then there's the woman bathroom, then there's the man bathroom. They have this meal which is kind of crazy good, which is again important, interesting because it's not interesting in the sense of the show. It's interesting in the sense of this is how far we can get. This is how far this will be. We have Oops. Albedo. Ooh, I fucked up. Okay, we're good, we're good. Albedo who summons a bicorn, which is kind of a cool item, but she doesn't use it, so what is the point of that, you know? So then we see that the guardian, like, I don't know how he sees me. Lord Iron sees me. Does he care about me? And again, it's more in the same of, how can I say this? It's more in the same of the Adam thing, right? So it's just reusing the same. How can I say that? Reusing the same mechanics that we did before, but since it's been a while, see, I'm watching it, I'm binge watching it, but if I'm not binge watching it, I wouldn't remember that because it's been so long. It doesn't add to the story a lot. Mare, which is kind of weird because she's a kid and he's being super sweet with her. There's kind of an attraction, but there's also this fulfillment of, in real life, I'm not a father. Maybe in this one, I can be a father. So it's just taking care of it. We got season 3, episode 2. One of my favorite episodes. We're returning to the village that we saw, which again is the village with the goblins and the potion maker, which is super important. So we're saying how far they come along. The potion maker has a new potion, which is super cool, and the girl, she actually is respected by the goblins. So what they're thinking is, okay, well, I want more. So now, at their weapon, they have noble, which aren't lord, just nobles. They have a lot of soldier, which is good, and they have resources, but it doesn't accomplish shit. They need to make a move. The government. So Cairn is actually a pretty good village. Demi Surge, which is kind of like the brain behind the operations, like, yo, you know the Lizardmen, they're doing so good. What is the next village we can do? And then Island Gold is like, okay, well, Cairn, we already have some influence over there because they owe us. And the whole thing is like, okay, well, let's add this village. We got the perfumer. This is so sweet because again, this is us trying to establish people. So, for example, we know that the guy is in love with the girl, and this is us, and she's pretty. So all the goblins wants her, except for one. It's like, I'm gonna help you seduce her. So this is kind of cool because he's establishing that these characters have emotion, they have life, they have family. We're making potions, and now it's kind of cool because we're talking about how this is actually really cool, really, really, really cool. The first thing that we establish is, okay, well, we'll be selling this item soon, so we're gonna need some cash, but it's dangerous. Now, why the first is dangerous? Because you guys remember there was a little answer. Well, we captured the little answer, so because the answer isn't there, we disrupted the whole thing. Now they're facing trolls. They're facing trolls and different beasts. Now, technically speaking, this is good. However, in the season number 4, we revisit that, so it's interesting, but not that much. So now we have this little goblins, and this little goblin is like, yo, we're getting attacked. We're getting attacked by the trolls. Now, technically speaking, this is the first time where we have in battle. So, for example, as Lord Isengol, right? He owns the village of Cairn. The problem with the village of Cairn is that it's weak. If he wants to protect it, he has to protect it himself. He can't just let them. They're not automatic. They're not. Autonome. It's in French. They're not. They're not accountable for themselves. You know. So he sets one of this guardian, which is kind of cool. He sets one of this warrior, which is kind of cool. And again, those are all characters that we see. For example, the girl with the red hair, we saw her with the potion. The guy with the long hair, we had a whole time to save him. Henry, we established Henry as a very good lord. Now, the problem with Henry is she's not interesting as a character. However, it is super cool because it's like, okay, well, she's one of like Lord Ain's, right? So you have to make her. Now she goes to the guild and she's like, okay, well, I need an Adamantite warrior to fight somebody. And it's like, no, you're too broke for that. It costs money. However, Lord Ayn sent one of this guy to hypnotize. And she's like, okay, we'll give you a huge, huge, huge discount. So once again, we are protecting the herbs and we're trying to sell the herbs. However, the goblins are there. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, not the most interesting stuff. It's more so Henry and I don't know his name. The guy with the long hair. It's more so the romance, which is kind of sweet actually, really sweet actually. So Le Géant de l'Est, Le Serpent de l'Ouest. So then what happened is the giant from the east and the serpent from the west, they get together and like, okay, well, Kern has a lot of money. Kern is doing so well lately. We could take over. So Ainz is like, okay, well, the guard was in charge of Kern and the protection of Kern. She's reporting, it's like, okay, well, there's big trouble. So he's like, do I react? Do I not react? And then he wants to see if they're worth it. The cool thing is, we got the potion, we got the potion, we got the potion. This is a Lord Ain's potion. This is what the guy was able to come up with. So is okay. Well, I'm investing resources in you. I'm investing a guardian in you. Are you worth it? And you showed that the potion is actually pretty good. And the whole thing with the potion is like, they're a lower quality, but they're still doing the job. There's still some redeeming quality to it. So then, like for example, this is weird. For example, like look, this is Mare, right? And he say, "Oh, you're perfect," and talk about Boku and Lolly, shit like that. Really weird. We got the hamster who's fighting, and the cool thing with the hamster is that he's trying. Look, I told you, like it's kind of weird. You know, it's kind of weird. Get the hamster who's fighting and trying to train, and he's training with the lizard man. So this is the first. This is the first mention of the lizard man since we got them as slave. Now we have the trolls, and the trolls are like, okay, well, Isengard's like, I'll take care of you. If I take care of you, I'll become your new leader. You respect strength, I'll show you strength. However, the serpent from the west is like, yo, it's not gonna work like that. He's smarter. Shoulders down. The Naga is pretty fucking smart, and that's pretty much it. So then he's able to fight them off. However, it doesn't really work because they're still gonna attack Karen. Uh, that is pretty much it. See, those episodes there's not a lot going on, but at the same time, it depends on how you view things. I find it entertaining. So now we got the whole scene. They're gonna attack, so everybody is evacuating. Ernie and the which is again the two leaders. Ernie was like, "Yo, uh, this is this is kind of important. Uh, we're escaping. Only the warriors stay behind, so the goblins, you know." And then she has a second orange. Like, should we use the horn? So we have a fight between the troll, and the trolls are of course a lot stronger, right? However, they didn't say the last word. The goblins are actually kind of sweet, gotta say. They're they're charming. So now we're like, okay, well, do we run away? Do we save our life? And now the potion maker is like, okay, well, I'm gonna help you. There's a really cool scene of Attack on Titan here, where they're both the same height, so they both hide. He's like, okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna save you, and they relay, but the troll smells them, so it doesn't work. Um, the guy with the air is fighting, which is kind of cool because he used to be afraid of fighting. So it's a personal growth. Now, again, I think goals like, do I interact? When I interact, what do I do here? What is the plan here? Can I save myself or I cannot save myself? Um, so then they succeed, and he's inviting them to the palace, and it's really cool because we're seeing that he's wearing the mask. So again, he's not ice and gold, but he's the guy that helped them. So they're allies. It's like I care about you, which is cool because it's kind of like an important part as a leader. An invitation to death. Now this is also cool. So if you guys remember the Death Knight from the first season, they captured him. So this guy is one of the strongest spellcaster in the universe. So then it's like, okay, well, guess what? This Iron Ghoul is getting more notoriety. We have to stop him before it goes too much. So then what they're trying to do, which is actually really, really nice, is they're saying if he can summon these, I have to be able to control them. If I can control them, his army will be mine. So then what they're trying to do is they saw that Ivan Gold could summon undead. There's summon undead for the farming. So if you play games like Ruin Factory, you know exactly what it is. They can do one simple task, but not that much. You understand? So that's pretty much it. We got more of Momont. Checking out how the city is doing and kind of spying. Once again, you got the noble. This is really cool because is an important guy. He's another power, and he's the first one to be like, okay, well, let's fight Isengol. And he's like, okay, well, maybe we can buy this Isengol. So he's like, well, let's do a meeting with Isengol and see what he wants. If we can make him a friend, it's better than if we can't make him a friend. So that's kind of the goal here. Um, so then you have his team. They're all a team of adamantium warriors. So like, okay, well, there's definitely a better chance of survival. So this is really cool. This is really fucking cool. So there's more fighting. There's more training. So we know that the main character for the good guy is the brown hair guys. The blonde and the blue will take his place. I guarantee it. I saw it actually. But now we have a group of adventurer. They're talking about a guild and a crypt, and if they find a crypt, they'll be able to get some money. Now, the crypt in itself is a really cool thing. So they're like, okay, well, there's going to be a bunch of adventurer. You get paid money to go in, and you get paid money for the item that you find. So then the reason why they're doing that is because I think Gold wants to take the strongest adventurer and highlight it to the cause. What he does is like, okay, well, I'm gonna make them to see who's greedy and who can be bought, and then we'll recruit them. So they all go to investigate the crypt. The crypt itself is Island Gold Crypt. Uh, Butterfly stock and a spider web. The whole episode is to make a certain group of people, so a group of adventurer, more likable. So then when Ivan Gould killed them, you feel like, oh my god, he is such a villain. What an asshole. When he's not an asshole, he's just a guy with a mission, right? The whole time trying to see the crypts, they're surviving. It's actually really cool because you see them fight, and you also see Momont. So that's when he starts. Momont starts having a body double, and the body double is actually kind of cool because he's like, okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna be the proof that Ivan Gold and Momont are different people, in case somebody asks it. Somebody asks it. And the first version of the Coliseum, it's like, as long as you're fighting here, we'll keep you safe. You gotta fight our boss, which is Momont. The sad thing here is there's an actual arena in season 4. So when you talk about repeated thing, this is what it is. We have a new guardian, which we didn't see before, which is this guy, which is super weird. Again, this serves the purpose of more so. How can I put this? This serves the purpose of. This is how strong my army is becoming. We're seeing guys like Amster. The cool thing with Amster is he also trained. I'm getting mosquito bite everywhere. So it's a case of, okay, well, you train, I train too. And people that used to be weak are now strong. We have the lizard men and how they also improve. And there's a really cool thing, and it's again, there's the adventurer, right? And he owns dark elves. Like, they'll fight for me. They'll fight for me, and they just betray him. This is the part which means the dark elf will be on his side. This is a fight between Ivan Gold and the adventurer. So these are one of the strongest adventurer there is, which is good. However, the whole thing is a fight, and yes, the fight is entertaining, but there's not a moment where you doubt his victory. There's not a moment where it's like, oh my god, you're so strong. There's this girl that escapes, and this is super sad. Mythic. I'm doing a scratch for real because it's gonna make me crazy. So there's this girl, right? And it's actually a really good story. Her parents are noble, but they lost everything. It's like, okay, well, we lost everything because we have a new king. When we change king, we could be nobles again. So then they establish power. So because they're indebted, the sister goes, and she has a good reason to steal from the crypt. Like, I need to feed my sisters. So then when you see the sister and they're winning, they make the effort of showing that, okay, well, they miss her. We have a dragon, which is actually super cool because because it's just to show like, yo, there's alliance. It's almost like a chess game. One side move, the other side move. This is verbal agreements. So then we have all of these 4 guys that are gonna meet. They're gonna go and meet I think Gold, right? And at first, like, okay, well, guess what? You have no chance of fighting. Ivan Gould does a show of showing the strength, and he invited them to the castle. Like, okay, well, guess what? You see my strength, you see how strong I am. I'll kill every single one of you, and I'll kill your whole entire kingdom. All you have to do is surrender to me, and I won't kill you. So then it's like, I don't have a choice. However, you realize that one of them, which is the old man, was actually a traitor, which got them in that place to begin with. And at the same time, I think Gold does a really smart thing. He's like, yo, I don't know if you're aware, we just killed a bunch of your adventurer, and a strong one too. So now you're a lot weaker, and I'm not a inch weaker. So I have the upper hand. Season 3, episode 10, preparing for war. Guys, I'm gonna fucking make it. It is 1 o'clock though, so I don't know. I think at 1 o'clock. So now this is super cool. Uh, Preparation for war is normal. And they said that, okay, well, Ivan Gould is going to war with us. What do we do? So then this is super cool. Is, for example, this guy, he has a son. And you kind of see him being a good father. So, okay, well, I don't want him to die because he has a family, right? It's all the noble. And they're like, well, guess what? What do we do against him? And they're planning and they're planning and they're planning. But at the same time, all the nobles, all they want is power. This is their opportunity for war and promotions. That's kind of sad. Um, the whole thing is just negotiating. And what is the best course of action? We have the soldiers like, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to go to war, and I want you to follow me. And if you follow me, you might find war. I need you guys. At the same time, it's gonna be suck because the main guy is gonna die. Now, this is the cool thing. The army is summoned. The army is summoned, and the good guys are summoned. So this is how the episode ends. And every single season, at the end, we see kind of like a fight. This is actually really fucking cool. Okay, so now we have the war. Now, what is kind of shitty is now we see Care. So Karen is just like, okay, well, guess what? We won the war, and this is the result. So, for example, there's more romance between Ernie and long hair dude. So this is kind of cool because we care about those characters. But it sucks because there's a war, right? And there's a soldier. And the first thing that Isenghost does, the first thing that he does is like, okay, well, no, not even. I'm so sorry. So during the negotiation, like, okay, well, Cairn is a battle. It's their city. We need to conquer Cairn and to show our strength. We go to show Cairn, right? And with Cairn, the problem is they have goblins, they have troll, and they're not that strong, right? They're not that strong, so they might die. And it's people that we care about. Now, the cool thing is Ernie uses a second horn, which summoned an other army. Now, the even better thing is the army that she summoned is a lot stronger and a lot bigger. So it goes to show that Ernie herself is stronger. And now we have the whole battle, the Goblin win, which proves that Iron Gold doesn't even have to bat an eye. However, he sends a. This is kind of cool. This is really cool. It's like completely fucked up. So then, what exactly happened is, it's like, okay, well, Kern is a village, and we can kind of bargain with them. So then one of the son of the king, which the king uses to get out of the he uses son to be like, I don't want you to fight in the war, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna stay here, you're gonna stay with me. So then he's like, okay, well, fuck negotiating with Kern. Let's attack it. Now the problem is the whole army is going towards the kingdom of Asengol, and a small army is like it's going towards Ernie. I was like, okay, well, who am I protecting? If I protect them, I'm leaving myself open, and if I save myself, Kern will fall. So that's actually pretty smart. Then this guy kind of like betrays everybody, which is kind of super cool, to be honest. Kind of super cool. So we have the whole fight. Now the whole fight, what sucks is, Iron Gold just summoned people, and he's like, guess what? I'm just gonna kill everybody. And he sends a summon, and he takes the strongest soldier, and he's like, yeah, if you join my cause, I won't kill anyone. All you need to do is join my cause. So then it's like, fuck you, I'm not gonna join your cause. And Ivan Gold go in and fights, and then he kill the strongest hero. So killing the strongest hero sucks because we care about them. We care about those people now. So that's the whole thing. The whole fight, he's showing that he's strong, and if somebody can stand up to him, it's him. He has a godlike weapon. He's super strong, super good technique. However, um, Iron Gold used some time magic and just able to get it to kill him. We see that the blue hair now have the sword. This is a legendary sword which the strong guy used. So we're seeing them two as the representatives. Like for example, him, he has the symbol of the old man, and they're both the same thing. And what is super cool is because it's one of the strongest, and it goes like, this is PvP. This is player versus player. The blue eyes and the blonde, like I swear revenge. Now the king is like, he's sad because they lost the war, which means that the biggest war that was supposed to decide everything is I think Gould that won. Now he's there to be like, yo, I'm in charge. Now I think Gould, which is pretty cool, realize that he goes too hard. He goes too hard, so he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna put a hero, which is Momont. The hero is Momont, which is himself. And he's like, guess what? Guess what? As long as you don't harm people, I won't do it, and I'll serve you, which is super cool. Season 4, episode number 1, we're still good. 1 o'clock, we're still good. The Sorcerer Kingdom of Isengol. So then you see the bigger government type, right? He signs paper, he has this new robe. He started to feel bad because, look, this is weird. See, what's the point of this? So the whole goal is like, yo, I miss being a player. I'm the supreme being, but I don't want to be the supreme being. I want to have fun. So then he started delegating, Now the whole city is enslaved to him. So what he does is like, okay, well, guess what? The guild war, I want the guild to join me. And then the guild's like, no, we can't. It's like, the guy's like, you don't really have a choice. Either you do it or I'll kill everybody. So the guild joined them, and the guild doesn't really serve a purpose, but hey, at least it's there. The kingdom of Reasize. Now this is actually a cool episode. We have the Elementite warrior. They're all people that we already met. So there's no introduction of new characters. Season 4 is the last one on. Here. Now the Reasize castle is like, okay, well, guess what? What kind of the last castle that's standing still? Kind of last castle that's still strong, and we're gonna fight Isengard. Now, a bunch of nobles. What they do is like, okay, well, what do we do? Do we drain Isengard? And then the nobles are trying to look for strength. So it's like either I get the strength here, or I don't get the strength. And it's kind of important because nobles represent influence versus strength. Now this guy used the party, and this guy is a noble he's very greedy for power. So he got a noble that helps him. The noble is her. Now her, I don't know if you remember, but she was the owner behind the prostitution ring. So it's just like, okay, well, guess what? Guess what? Now we own it. So then he sends Albedo on a mission. I don't even remember the mission. Now these are the people that we saw in the church in season 2. So they're like, okay, well, guess what? He's using magic. Now the problem with these guys is they kind of know exactly what he's doing. They kind of know that, okay, well, this player is using this and this and this. So they're the most knowledgeable. We just killed the strongest soldier, which was strong. These people know what you're using, and they can kind of do like a counterattack. It's not super strong, but it's strong. This guy, which is officially the bitch of Ice and Gold, it's like, okay, well, I gotta do is you gotta do his bidding. However, the Empire of Beirut, it is so freaking cool because they're like, okay, well, kind of have to do his bidding, but I want to do his bidding. So what they're doing a what should we call it? A coliseum, an arena. Now this is, again, it sucks because it's all like, what should we call it? It's all set up. Like for example, it'll fight somebody that's super strong, which is a troll. With the problem with the troll, the conspiration of the suzerain. So the suzerains are trying to get tired of his power, and they're trying to do like a coup d'état, which means fuck you, Gold. We're gonna take care of our own countries, and you're not gonna tell us what to do anymore. Gold, of course, has no idea that this is going on, and even if they put themselves together, I don't think they can kill him. However, they're still trying. So then this arena, they fight this guy. The guild is there. You fight this guy, right? Oh, this is so cool. So now it's revealed. It's revealed that this guy was working. Now this guy is actually super important because this guy is a mage, one of the strongest mage of the kingdom. So if we can get him on our side, we have some of the strongest magic of the kingdom. Now we have this. We have some new race. This guy is in charge of the Colosseum. So this guy is one of the strongest warrior left. He's a soldier. So it's like, okay, well, Gold's like, well, if I kill you, you join me. I'm looking for a strong warrior. He's like, this guy is like, if I killed you, then I'm able to eat you. If I eat you, I'll get stronger. Now, what is the coolest thing is he's a troll. So the troll is some a species that we already seen, which is again, it's super cool. Now, what is going on is the army is getting bigger and bigger. Where the dwarf countries, the army is getting bigger and bigger, and Azungo realized that he doesn't really have the equipment necessary for that. It's like, okay, well, who can actually craft something? Well, you think the dwarf country can actually craft something, and this will be the next step. So kind of akin to, something akin to. Oops, I died. Um, Something akin to what we saw with the lizard man, what we saw with a bunch of people. If I can enslave the dwarf, and the dwarf will make me some really cool armor, because now I have a big army, but I gotta protect this army, and because there's not really someone to oppose them, it's for example, right now that the kingdom has a lot of, and it's actually smart. They don't specifically tell that, but they're kind of smart. They're saying, listen, we have this whole kingdom, and this whole kingdom, there's not an enemy, but we still want to make some weapon in case somebody revolts. So we meet this dwarf. This dwarf tells them the whole thing. He's a rune dwarf, and he shows them the kingdom of the dwarf, which is actually super cool because they're kind of friendly. The dwarf are possibly the only creature that doesn't really pose a problem. They submit like, okay, well, they have this problem. These are beasts. These are creature. And the dwarf are like, yo, we don't even own our city anymore. These creature are the one that owns this city. These people, wait a second, these. Now we have this war, and this has got to be one of the nicest fights. So she comes in. You guys remember, right? Her, and she's fighting against the whole thing. This is so fucking cool because, and you know what's insane? She controlled him. She hypnotized him, and she's like, okay, well, what's your goal? Like, we don't really have a goal. We serve the dragon, and the dragon wanted the dwarf. And yes, there's dragon. We have season 4, episode 6, imminent crisis. Hell yeah, this has got to be some of the nicest thing. So she gives them a choice, like, hey, you need to have, you need to have 10,000. We'll allow 10,000 of you to surrender. You guys are too many. I cannot hold too many of you guys. So then we have this. They're running away. These are the dead knights. So they officially declare war. And this is the coolest thing because they're showing that they're strong. So they come in from the outside, and then they cut the bridge, which is the only way out. Which is actually pretty smart because there's no other way. So then the Ainz is like, okay, well, let's meet the dwarf. And the dwarf are like, okay, well, what do you have for us if we agree to your term? Like, well, I want you guys, I know that you guys have a problem with the creature. We'll free you of them. And then it's like, okay, well, what's in it for you? Okay, well, you'll work for me. I'll allow you to become part of my kingdom. Like, no. We can sell you the runes. They won't be part of your kingdom. And then he just buys them. He just buys them by giving them alcohol. And the reason for that is he shows a sword and have 12 rune. And then the dwarf are like, no. The maximum that we can do is 6. So now we have these. This is the king of the. This is the king. So it's super important. So now we're seeing that he's like, and he's actually really smart. It's like, okay, well, this new enemy is so fucking strong. I don't know if we can face him. So what do we do? Attack the dragon. So the plan is for them to kill each other, and if they kill each other, then they kind of make it easier for that little guy to take over. So then, what is super cool here is everybody's fighting. The dragon comes in. It's like, yo, they don't know who to send, so they send this the weakest of the dragon. The weakest of the dragon right away surrender. And he's like, okay, well, guess what? I think Gold comes in, and he's like, okay, well, who's the leader here? The dragon says, fuck you. You're not gonna take over my kingdom. I won't bow to you. I don't have a ruler. I think Gold here. That's what I don't like. He uses a single spell of breaking the heart, and then he destroys it. This is got to be the bloodiest. And then there's this war, the Killua, which are like 40,000 versus one soldier, which is the bloody Valkyrie. And look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! I want to show you the fights. Is it the fight? Oh yeah! Let's look at this! Look at this shit! This is badass. Look at this. They're starting to fight. Look at this. Look at this. How nuts is this? Honestly, golden. Golden content. And that's it. It just finishes the war. I think Wolf doesn't find an item. And then like, okay, well, you did really good. Celebration with the dwarf. Because the dwarf officially joined the kingdom. So we have 4, episode 8. Wait. Wait. Oh, for fuck's sakes. There you go. They won't allow me to watch the episode 8. They say this title is no longer available. Shit. Oh well. I guess this is for us. Sorry. This is all we're getting. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.